Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of biology. And of course, today we are going into a new topic, which is coordination and control. Okay, so in the next episodes, this is the topic we're going to be discussing about. All right, so we employ you to stick with us till the end so that I can get all the nourishment and every little detail that you need concerning your examination, either JAMB or WAEC or NECO or GC, any O-level exam for that matter. And also, do not forget that these tutorials, these episodes, all of them, they are brought with a lot of effort by the O3 Schools JAMB and WAEC app. All right. So if you have made a conscious decision that in your life, okay, you will never write JAMB twice, please jump on this app immediately. Download the JAMB and the WAEC app and start practicing your way to success. We'll talk about the app in a moment. Let us use the question search feature on the application to search for questions that relate to this. All right. This is a 2017 question on the JAMB app. 2017 question number 4. Okay. It is being displayed on the screen right now. It says that a change in the environment of an organism is termed as, A says is sensitivity, B says it is impulse, C says it is response, D says it is stimulus. All right. So with the way we do it here, we'll come back to this question and many more at the end of the class and not before, because at O3 Schools, we pride ourselves in giving you value first. Let us teach you. We believe that once we have taught you, answering questions will not be a problem for you any longer. So please download the application from Play Store or for your App Store or for your computer system. If you want to download the app for your computer system, message this number on WhatsApp. 09121515246. The app has everything you need to succeed in your exam. All the past questions for all the subjects are in the app. There's a question search feature that you can use to search for questions according to topics, and the topics or the question that JAMB has set from those topics will come out for you to answer. What's more, there's a classroom feature that has lecture notes that have been structured according to the JAMB syllabus. A lot of you study without the JAMB syllabus, and that's where your problem begins from. So with the application, you do not need any textbook, okay, because all the notes are there according to your JAMB syllabus. And there's a study plan. You can create a timetable, a study schedule. It will crash all of the subjects you want to study, either for your JAMB or your WAEC, okay, and crash there and create a timetable for you so that I can easily finish the syllabus for all the subjects you want to study on the application in time. Also, amazing feature like the UTME challenge, okay, in that mock challenge, okay, that for the UTME or the WAEC challenge, all right, all students that are writing JAMB or WAEC or any O-level exam for this year come to the app to compete with each other to win amazing prizes, okay, but the prizes is not the main thing. The main thing is that you will get it to JAMB past questions, JAMB likely exam question, or WAEC past questions, or WAEC likely exam questions. You familiarize yourself with how examiners set questions, and you'll be seeing your result release every weekend. Okay, thereby you'll be able to track how prepared you are per time for the exam you are preparing for. All right, so please, this feature and many more, as you can see on the board, which I cannot talk about because of time, are on the application, designed to bring out the best in you. You can check our testimonies and see how students have been passing and doing excellently well with our application. Your case will not be different. Also, there's an activation fee for the app. All right, so ensure you check the application. Click on activate on the app. Then at the top, you will see where they wrote buy activation key. All right, click on buy transfer. You see the account number. You see the correct activation fee for the application. Okay, so the current and correct activation fee is what you see on the application, okay, not what you have seen in an old video or in a new video. All right, so with that being said, let us go to coordination and control. All right, it is expedient, it is very necessary to refer back to when we were talking about some life processes like circulation. Okay, remember when we did circulatory system? Remember when we did respiratory system? Okay, remember when we also did digestive system? Okay, even what excretory. All right, so we did what we have talked about. All of these were systems on this channel. All right, so if you have not watched any of them, okay, or yours is your case, you have no business here to start with. Okay, that is why it is expedient that you follow us from episode 1 so that you can get the full narration, the full gist of everything we have been discussing. Okay, I've hinted before that all of these processes, all of these life processes, okay, all of this organ system, okay, they need to what? Interact with each other. They need to what? Interact with what? With each other for proper functioning, for proper what? Functioning. All right. And as you can see, obviously, right, these organ systems, they are much, okay? And of course, sometimes 2 or 3 may even be going on the performing function the same time, and that is why they need what? Coordination. All right, they need to be coordinated. For example, now let us say you that you are watching this video, you decided to go to jog. Okay, let's say you want to jog, you're tired, you're feeling lazy. Okay, you say, okay, let me just run a bit around my estate. Okay, so you came out from your gate, you wore your jogging shoes, and you started jogging. All right, so let's say after jogging for about 30 minutes, okay, and you kept jogging, all right, you didn't stop, right? So you have jogged for consistently 30 minutes. You discover that your heart rate, okay, will increase, isn't it? All right, your heart will be beating faster. All right, your heart rate will increase, and in that case, you'll be breathing faster, and that means that your respiratory system is working at that point. And because your heart is beating faster, it means that blood also will be circulating faster. Okay, so this means that our circulatory system is also working at that point. And of course, sometimes, can you do any of these activities without energy? Oh no, you cannot. So your digestive system will need to break down the food that you eat, and to release what? To release energy. All right. So now when you eat, the digestive system will work on it, and then you now have energy to work. And sometimes you need to remove unwanted substances from your body through the respiratory system. So all of these processes, all of these organ systems, they need to interact with each other for proper functioning. And that is the major reason why we need coordination. All right, why they need to be they need to be coordinated. Now, after you have run for, let's say, 1 hour, you have jogged for 1 hour, and then you now decided to go back home to shower and rest. What do you observe? You observe that all of these things that happened to you, like your heartbeat, your heart rate that was increasing before, like your blood that was pumping more before and circulating faster before, you see that everything will return to normal. Do you think it is by magic that this happens? No, it is happening because there is coordination in our system. Okay, it's happening because there is coordination that is happening in our body. All right, and that is why we say that coordination is the process whereby 2 or more organisms interact and complement the functions of each other. All right, we say that coordination, if you want to write, you can write down, is the process. Okay, coordination is the process through which or by which 2 or more organ systems or organs interact and complement the functions of each other. All right, so that is coordination is, the process through which 2 or more organs interact with each other. Apart from interact, they also complement the functions of each other, helping the systems in our body to work efficiently. All right, so helping the systems in our body to work efficiently. So that is what coordination, and it is very important that what you understand that in your body coordination is happening. Okay, in your systems there's coordination. All right, so coordination is the process through which two or more organs not only interact but what complement the functions of what of each other, helping the systems in our body to work efficiently. And if you notice, sometimes most of these what activities that we do, all right, or some of these actions that we undertake, they can either be what voluntary or what involuntary. Okay, so we have what we call voluntary actions and involuntary actions. So you can as well say voluntary activities or involuntary activities. Now, what is voluntary action? Okay, so the actions that you can consciously control are the ones we call what voluntary. Okay, so it is by your own volition, by your own in fact you thought about doing it. Okay, those are what voluntary actions. All right, so we say that voluntary actions, okay, are actions that you can consciously control, or the action that you decide to do. Okay, so these are voluntary actions that you can consciously control, action that you thought about, action that you decided by yourself that you will do. It's just like teaching you right now. I was the one that decided that I was going to make this video for you so that you can learn. Okay, so it is a voluntary action. So teaching is a voluntary action. Okay, so also even speaking is a voluntary action. That's why somebody can slap your face or blow your eye, you will not see anything. It's not because you are mumu, because that you know why you no want talk. Okay, maybe many things do dey your mind, maybe person problem they disturb you at that moment, so you will not talk. Okay, or maybe because if you take action, maybe some of you will say, they no know say my temper no good, if I vex things dey scatter, so I don't want to just reply this person. I do not want to just retaliate what the person is doing, because if I retaliate this person, it may be worse. The condition may become more critical. All right, so it's a voluntary action. You choose to speak, you choose to reply. Okay, these are voluntary action. You thought about it. Okay, you decide when to start it. You can also decide to end it. So they are voluntary actions. Okay, and of course the control center for voluntary activities or actions is the cerebrum. All right, is the cerebrum. Okay, it is the part of the brain. Okay, that is it is called the seat of intelligence. The seat of intelligence. We'll talk about the cerebrum very soon. We'll talk about the brain. Okay, so it is the seat of of intelligence. It is located in the forebrain. All right, the seat of intelligence. Okay, so now examples of voluntary action, like we have said, is walking. Okay, like you are walking, like speaking. Even as I am writing now, it's voluntary. So writing is a voluntary action. Okay, playing a game. Okay, playing a game is a voluntary action. Shooting the ball. Okay, it's a voluntary action, and so on and so forth. These are voluntary action, and the control center is is the cerebrum. It is, like we said, the part of the brain responsible for thought and decision making. Okay, the cerebrum is the part of the brain responsible for thought and decision making. Okay, so please take note of that. Now we also have the involuntary actions. Okay, so these involuntary actions, they are actions that that happens even without our conscious word thinking, even without our consciousness, they happen naturally. Okay, those ones are called what? Involuntary actions. So they are actions that occur without conscious control. All right, act involuntary. Involuntary, we say they are actions that occur without conscious control. Conscious control. These ones are termed what? Involuntary activities. And the control center for involuntary activities is the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. All right, we'll look at it very soon. Okay, we'll look at it very, very soon. We'll talk about what? The brain. Examples of what? Involuntary actions include like breathing. Okay, breathing is an example of what? Of an involuntary action. Digestion. Okay, digestion, even pupil contraction. Pupil. Okay, your eye, pupil, what? Contraction in light. Okay, all of these, they are what? They are involuntary what? Action. Okay, so we'll say the control center is the medulla oblongata or what? Or spinal cord. Or spinal cord in relation to what? To reflexes. Okay, all right. So I want to also see reflex actions and the reflex act. Okay, in this what? In this topic. Okay, so this is just an introduction to coordination and control. Okay, this is just an introduction to what? To coordination and what? And control. All right. So now we have seen what voluntary and what an involuntary action, because we have said that what some of these what actions, okay, we do them without what? Conscious control. Others will do them with what? With conscious what? Control. Now there are two types of what? Control. All right, that's what basically what have. One, we have what we call the nervous control, and then number two, we have the chemical control. All right. So number one, we have the one we call nervous control. Then number two, we have the one we call chemical control. Now, what's the difference between the nervous control and the chemical control? First of all, the nervous control uses electrical signaling to control all body functions. Okay, so the nervous control uses what? Electrical signaling to control all body functions, while what? The chemical control, as you can see from chemical, all right, uses what? Chemical signaling. Uses chemical signaling to control, okay, all body functions. Okay, so this is the endocrine system. The chemical control system is also called the endocrine system, right? We will talk about it in another episode fully. There's a full episode dedicated to what? To chemical control or the endocrine system. All right, so the nervous control uses electrical signaling to control body functions, while what? Chemical control uses what? Chemical signaling to control all body function. Okay, let us draw a comparison, a quick comparison between the nervous control and the chemical control. But before we do that, we have discovered that several of you do not support all of our efforts here. Okay, we do a lot to make these videos so that you could fully understand and pass your exams at once, but you do not support us in any way. Okay, you do not send money to our account for free. You do not like our video. You do not subscribe to our channel. You do not share the link of our video to our friends and loved ones, which is very, very bad. All right, so please ensure that you like the video. Liking the video will make this video to be recommended to other students who are looking for this kind of channel so they can study and pass. All right, so please just click on that like button right now. Just click on the like button so that other students can easily see this video. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscription is free to this channel. All right, you do not pay us to watch these videos. It's free. So click on that red subscribe button just below the video, all right, so that you can get notification whenever we release a new one. Also, do not forget to copy the link of this video. Copy the link and share to your friends and to your loved ones, to your class group, your WhatsApp group, Telegram group, any group that you are in, all right, share it. A lot of people need this for videos. In fact, their lives, their success, okay, depends on you. You are the one holding them back. Okay, so they release JAMB result. Now say so and so number of students did not pass. It's you now. You made them not pass. All right. So now let us draw a comparison. Okay, so we're going to use some features. Features here will be what? Features, and then here will be what? Will be nervous control. Then here will be what? Chemical control. All right. So if you want to what, take notes down, please take notes. So all right, take notes. They're very important. Okay. So some of these features I want to look at here. Number one, we're going to look at the means of transmission. Means of transmission. All right. So let me expand this a bit. Means of transmission. So features. So let me say somewhere here. Then this like this. Okay. Means number one. Means of transmission. Okay. So what is the means? Okay, of transmission? We have already said that nervous control uses what? Electrical impulses. Okay, or electrical signaling. Okay, to control body function. This means that for nervous control, definitely will be what? It will be electrical impulse. Okay, so for nervous, it will be electrical impulse, and the structural and functional unit, okay, is what? Is the neurons. So say through the what? The neurons. We're going to talk about neurons in the next episode. All right, so you are going to enjoy yourself. So you have nothing to worry about. Right? So for the means of transmission for nervous control is electrical impulse through the neurons or via the neurons. Why for the chemical control, it will be what now? Chemical messengers. Okay, these chemical messengers are the hormones in the blood. Okay, so the hormones in our blood, all right, they are what? Chemical messengers. All right, so that is what the means of transmission. All right, why nervous control uses electrical impulse via the neurons, chemical control uses what? Chemical messengers, which are the hormones in the blood. Then talk about what? Speed of action. This is number one. Let's try and differentiate. Then number two, speed of action. All right, when this is done, is it transmitted very fast, okay, or very slow? All right, so for definitely for what? For what is it called? For nervous control, okay, it is very, very fast. The speed of action is very fast. So you say what? Very fast. Usually what? In milliseconds. While for chemical control is what? Is slow. Okay, it's slow. It's usually ranges from what? From seconds to days. All right. So that is that for what? For the speed of action. For a nervous control, it is very fast, usually milliseconds. While for what? For chemical control, it's what? It is slow. Okay, usually what? From seconds to days. Okay. Thirdly, we look at what? Duration of the effect. Duration of effects. Okay, so when this happens, okay, does it last very, very long? Okay, or it just stays for a short while? Okay, that's what we'll talk about. What? Duration of what? Of effect. And for nervous control, it is short-lived. Okay, it is short-lived. While for chemical control, it is long-lasting. All right, so chemical control is long-lasting, right? While what? The nervous control is what? Is short-lived. Okay, all right, so it's just like temporarily. All right, but chemical control is long-lasting. Now for the fourth one, okay, I want to see target. Okay, the target. All right, so are there specific cells or specific organs, okay, that what this thing can affect? All right, so now for what? For the nervous control, it targets specific cells, tissues, or organs. Okay, so the target for nervous control, targets specific cells, tissues, or organs. While what? Chemical control can what? Target what? As many what? Cells, tissues, or organs at once. Okay, so this one targets what? Many cells, tissues or organs at once. All right, so that is that for what? For the chemical control. This one targets specific cells, tissues, or what? Or organs, while the other chemical control can target what? Many cells, tissues, or organs at a time. Now let us see nature of message. Number 5, nature of message. Okay, for nature of message, for nervous control, it is electrochemical. All right, so I'm going to see it when we talk about what neurons. Okay, so for nature of message, it is what? Electrochemical for what? For nervous control. While what? For chemical control, it is strictly chemical. Strictly chemical. All right, so that is what the nature of the message. All right, it is electrochemical for nervous control, but strictly chemical for chemical control. Now let us see what the control center. The control center. Okay, number 6 now. The control center. All right, so now for the nervous control, the control center is the brain and the spinal cord. All right, while what? For chemical control is the endocrine glands. Endocrine glands. All right, so we'll talk about the endocrine system, like I said, all right, in a separate video. All right, so that is what the control center. The brain and spinal cord controls the nervous system, while what? The endocrine glands control the chemical system. Now let us look at pathway. Number 7. Pathway. Okay, so where does it pass through? Okay, so the nervous control, all right, uses what? The nerve of fibers. Okay, the nerve fibers. So nerve fibers carry impulse directly. Okay, why? What? For the what now? For the chemical control or chemical system, all right, the hormones, they use what? The hormones in the blood, okay, or in the bloodstream. Okay, so the nervous system uses what? Nerve fibers, which carry this impulse directly, while what? The chemical system uses what? Hormones in the blood, like I've always like we earlier highlighted. Okay, so they use what? The hormones in the blood to carry their message. Now let us now see suitability. Suitability. Okay, so now the nervous control is suitable for rapid, immediate response. Okay, this one is suitable for what? For rapid or fast, immediate, okay, response. Okay, while this one is what? Is suitable for longer regulation. Okay, for longer regulation and growth. Okay, so that is what? For the suitability. So the nervous control is suitable for very fast, rapid, or immediate response, while what? The chemical control is good for what? For longer regulation and growth. Now examples for what? For nervous control. Example for nervous control will be what? Reflex actions, muscle contractions. Okay, this one, there are examples. Okay, reflex actions. Okay, so say example here. That's the number 9. Example. All right. Reflex actions, muscle contractions. Muscle contractions. Okay. Why? For what now? For chemical control. Examples would be what? Regulation of blood sugar by the insulin. Okay. Regulation of blood sugar by insulin. All right, so these are things you should know. These are the differences, okay, that are what there between what nervous control and the chemical control. In terms of what means of transmission, this is electrical impulse via neurons, while this is what chemical messengers or hormones in our blood. Then for the speed of action, this one is very fast, usually in milliseconds. This one is slow, from seconds to days. All right, duration of effect, this one is short-lived. All right, this one long, it leaves what? A long-lasting reflection. Then targets. All right, this one targets specific cells, tissues, or organs. While this one targets many cells, tissues, or organs at once. Nature of message, this one is electrochemical, this one strictly chemical. Control center, this one the brain and spinal cord, this one the endocrine glands, right? Then the pathway, this one is through nerve fibers, okay, which carry the impulse directly, while this one is through the hormones in our blood. Then this one is suitable for rapid, immediate or fast response. This one is for longer regulation and growth. Examples like we say reflex actions, muscle contractions. All right. Then for chemical control, examples are regulation of blood sugars by the insulin. Now, when talking about nervous coordination, there are some terms that you must get used to. Okay. When we talk about nervous coordination, there are some terms we must get used to. So please take note of this table. Okay. Put it in your notes and study it. Now, please ensure that you have downloaded our app, the O3 Schools app. And yes, I don't care if you have 100 apps on your phone, okay? This one is sure to make you succeed. You can check our testimony section in our YouTube channel, all right? You will see how a lot of people's life have been transformed, okay? Some people did not get 300, though. We have a lot of 330, 340, 350s, okay? But some people do not even get up to, 270 or 280. But some of them, the testimonies they give is even more worthy than the people that scored above 300, okay? Because of the impact that this channel is making in the life of students. So please get the app and study to show yourself approved. Then and ensure also that you have liked this video, okay? You have copied the link, you are sharing to your friends, all right? And you have subscribed to this channel. This is the only way you can help us to grow, okay? So now when we talk about nervous coordination, these three terms are used repeatedly, so you must take note of them. Number one is is stimulus. Let me begin with stimulus. Stimulus. Okay. Then number two, receptor. And then response. Okay. So these are the three terms that we must take note of. All right. And we must understand very well when we are talking about nervous coordination. Now, when we talk about coordination and control in general, we see that our body is constantly interacting, okay, with with the environment or with our surrounding. Our body interacts, all right, with with the surrounding. And even you will notice that even your own body self, as you are watching me right now, a lot of things, a lot of interaction is going on by your organ systems, all right, in the body, all right. So though definitely in our environment, right, and even within us, there are changes that are going on. There are interactions that are going on. There are communications that are going on in our own body and even in our external environment. And that is why we need all of these things to be coordinated so that we can function properly. So for us to function properly, these things that are constantly going on, right? This interaction that is constantly going on with the environment, the interaction that is going on in our body need to be properly coordinated. And that is why we're talking about coordination and control. Just liken it to a football game, okay? A football match. I don't know if you watch football, I don't know, all right? But I do watch football. I love football. I'm a Manchester United fan. If you're a United fan, say hello in the comment section. All right, so I'm a Manchester United fan. I watch football a lot. And I know very well that in football, all right, there are 11 players on the field. Okay, there are 10 players. Then there's one goalkeeper. Okay, so for a particular team, there are 10 players. There's one goalkeeper. Now, in these 10 players, one goalkeeper, one is usually selected as the captain. Okay, so now this captain is not the person that is coordinating the full team. All right, there's another person that is higher than the captain in the team. Okay, which is not on the field, which is now the coach. Okay, so it is this coach that coordinates all of the activities of this team. All right, because in the team you will not have just 10 players and one goalkeeper. You have substitutes. Okay, so the general team is controlled by the coach, but on the pitch there's a captain that reminds the player that you are not playing according to what coach told you. Please do this, do that. He reminds them and puts them in what? In the coach's what? Plans. And reminds them of what? The duties that the coach has done, has asked them to what? To perform. If one player among what? All of these 11 players do not what? Perform their roles, you will see that what? That the team will suffer very, very badly. Okay? But if all of them are coordinated and then they do or perform their roles effectively as they are told by the coach, they may most likely what? Succeed. All right? So that is how it's what? It is even in our body. Our body has to be what? Coordinated so that we can what? Can function properly. Now, when we talk about nervous what? Coordination, okay, nervous coordination, it is done by what? By our nervous system. Okay, the nervous coordination I'm talking about now is what? Controlled by our nervous what? System. All right, and of course, it helps us what? To coordinate. All right, with our surroundings. It helps us to coordinate with our surroundings. For example, if there's too much cold or heat, or maybe if there's what? If there's light, if there is light, or if there is what? Sound. Okay, so all of these changes, okay, all of these changes are coordinated, all right, by what? By our nervous what? System. So any change like this, too much cold, too much what? Light or sound coming in the environment, any change in our external environment, any change in our external environment, which has the ability to bring a change within our body, okay, is what we call stimulus. Okay, so any change in our external environment which brings about, which has the ability to bring about a change within our body is what we call what? Stimulus. So stimulus is any change in our external environment which has the ability to bring about a change in our body. All right. So for example, when there's too much cold or too much heat, all right, where will you perceive it? It's not the skin, okay? Your sense organs, basically, all right, like your skin will help you to know that there's too much cold, or you are close to a fire. All right, or you are or the weather is very, very cold. It's from your skin, you will know. All right, if there's light, let's say for example there was no light before, then NEPA now brought light. So now shout, "Up NEPA!" Is it your ear that will see the light? Okay, is it your ear that will perceive the light? No. Is it your nose that will smell the light? No. It is your eye. So change in the external environment, bringing a change within us. Okay, that is what stimulus. All right, and the sound. Okay, let's say a DJ just in the evening started playing song. Okay, very loud song. Is it your ear is it your eyes that will perceive it? No, it's your ear. So it will bring about what? A change within our body. Okay, so any change in our external environment which is capable of bringing a change within our body is known as what? As stimulus. So stimulus is an event or what? Any change in the external environment that brings about what? A specific reaction in our organs or tissue. Okay, so you can say again that what? That stimulus, okay, is any event or change in our external environment that brings what? A specific reaction. All right, in our organs or tissues. Okay, so stimulus is any event or change in our external environment that brings about a specific reaction in our organs or tissue. Now, this specific reaction, okay, that was brought about, All right. This specific reaction is what we call response. All right. So the response is what? Is that specific reaction in our organs or what tissue that has been brought about by what? This change in our what? External what? Environment. Okay. So please take note of what? Of that. So response is what? Is the what? Is the reaction that brings about what? Change in our what? In our behavior. That is, response is how an organism reacts to stimulus and how it brings about a change in behavior. Okay, so say response, if you want to write, is how an organism reacts to stimulus and brings about a change in behavior. Okay, so that is what? That is response. And that now leads us to what? With receptors. Okay, receptors on the other hand, they are what? They are specialized structures that are located in different parts of our body that are capable of recognizing and receiving what? Messages. Okay, so we say that what are receptors are specialized. The way you just know receptor is sense organs. The sense organs, they are the receptors. Okay, they are capable of recognizing and receiving what? Messages. All right, so receptors are specialized structures located in different parts of our body. Okay, that is what? Responsible, okay, of our body, responsible or capable of what? Responsible for what? For receiving or for recognizing and receiving messages. Okay, so that is what? Receptors. Receptors are specialized structures. They are located in different parts of what? Our body, all right, that are capable of what? Of recognizing and receiving what? Messages. And say examples are what? Are our sense organs, like your eye, like your nose, like your ear, okay, and your skin. All of these are what? They are what? The sense what? Organs. Okay, so please understand the difference between stimulus, response, and what? Receptors. Okay, we say stimulus is what? Is any what? Change or event in our external environment that is what? Capable of what? Bringing what? A specific reaction in our organs or what? Tissue. While we say that what? Response is how an organism reacts to this was stimulus. We say this specific reaction is the response. It's how an organism reacts to stimulus and how it brings about a change in behavior. While I say that receptors, they are specialized organs that are located in different parts of our body that is responsible for what? Recognizing and receiving what? Messages. Examples are our sense organs. Now, the stimulus is perceived by our nervous system. This stimulus I'm talking about, it is usually perceived by our nervous system. But why does our body even need what? This nervous system? I think that should be the main question we should ask ourselves. Why we even need this nervous system when the buga they form? Why do we need the nervous system? We need the nervous system for several reasons. Number one, it is because it is responsible for keeping our body informed about whatever is happening. The nervous system is responsible for keeping our body. Let me put that down. Number one, it is responsible for keeping our body informed about whatever is happening. Okay, and also the nervous system, apart from keeping our body informed about whatever is happening, our nervous system memorizes. Okay, it keeps memory of whatever is happening. Okay, so number two, it's what? The nervous system memorizes. Okay, memorizes. It keeps memory of events. Okay, let me just make it shorter. It keeps what? Memories of what? Of events, whatever is happening. All right, it what? It keeps it. And also, it also helps to even save information for later use. It helps to what? Save information. Number 3, okay, it stores information for later use, okay, so that it can be used later. It saves information, it stores information so that it can be what? It can be used what? Later. Also, number 4, it is responsible for regulating. It is responsible for regulating various voluntary and involuntary actions. All right. So this is what the functions of some of the functions of the nervous system. All right. Responsible for keeping our body informed about events, about whatever is happening. It memorizes events. Okay. It keeps memory of what of events so that it can be used what later. Information is also stored for later use, and also responsible for regulating various voluntary and involuntary what actions. Okay. These are what some of what the functions, okay, of the nervous system. Also, it is important to know that the nervous system, okay, is made up of what? Of several It's an organ system that's made up of several structures. Made up of what? Several structures. But the structural and functional unit, the basic unit, the structural and functional unit is what? The neurons. Please take note of that. All right, they have many structures, so but the basic, all right, the structural and functional unit of the nervous system is the neuron. So now, how is this neuron able to to keep our body informed about events, memorize, store information, and regulate voluntary and involuntary action? Okay, all of these are what we're going to see in the next class when we talk about neurons. Okay, I hope to see you there. So please, why not download this application? All right, activate it and start immediately with us. Okay, go and watch our video from the very first episode. All right, let us go to the app now, answer the questions we have. Okay, and then we are out of here. This is a 2017 question, number 14. This will be too easy for me to answer, so you will be the one to answer it in the comment section. It says there that reading the verdict of a case by a judge or magistrate is an example of what? Reading the verdict of a case by a judge or magistrate is an example of A says reflex action, B says instinct, rather. C says a conditioned reflex. D says a voluntary action. Okay, is it a reflex action? Is it an instinct? Is it a conditioned reflex or a voluntary action? All right, so put the answer in the comment section. All right, so let us see 2017, the same 2017, but number 4. It says that a change in the environment of an organism is termed, okay, a change in the external environment is termed as what? A says sensitivity, B says impulse, C says response, D says stimulus. All right, so you think they don't answer all of this question? Okay, so please tell me the answer in the comment section. All right, so there are so many other questions on the application. All right, download the app, activate it. Okay, like the video, subscribe to this channel. All right, share the link of our video to your friends and loved ones. Let them learn and succeed. I'll see you in the next class when we'll talk about neurons. See you there.